Hello, and welcome to day 51 of 99 Days of Deeper Embodiment. My name is JC King. I'm just going to pause for a moment and wait for others to join. Hmm. If you're joining, leave a comment so I know you're here, because I love to know who's watching so I can interact with you a bit. It's more enjoyable to be doing a 99-day video series when there's a little bit of interaction going on. Otherwise, I'm just talking to my phone. Which is in front of me. Which all we're ever really doing is talking to ourselves, right? I mean, all the others in our life are just other selves that we're having a conversation with. But why do we do it? Because it's fun. It's enjoyable. It's a good time. It's a riot. It's a hoot. Hi, Jessica. It's me. It's wonderful to see you here. Awesome. I see someone else joined. So if you're joining, leave a comment. Let me know you're here. Again, this is day 51. Woohoo! Day 51. Amazing. On the homeward stretch. It's been quite a ride. Okay, so today I woke up and there's a lot of dense, like, sensations that I'm feeling today. And they're just all over the top of my head and around the side of my body. And so I'm like, okay, wonderful. I'm feeling a lot of dense sensations. Let me bring a lot more presence to those sensations. And so, and this is kind of just intuitive, bringing more presence to the sensations. I kind of just like lie back in my bed and just begin to feel and let my body kind of tense up. And as it tenses up, it brings more sensation in, more presence in. And then as my body's tensing up and I'm pulling the Kegel locks and just pulling the energy around my body and feeling it really in and through the whole body, feeling presence in and through the whole body. Then some breath work wanted to happen. And this was slow breath work today, not anything forceful, just slowly with the breath. While also feeling intensely. Bringing presence to all the heaviness, bringing presence to all the sensations, everything. Doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter what it feels like. Just being present with all of it, as present as I can possibly be. With every in breath, out breath, same presence throughout the whole body. And if I begin to lose my focus or lose my concentration and it begins to go into a thought, just bring it back into here and now. Bring it back into being present here and now. And I find that anytime I lose my focus, I can create a base. And I create the base with my Kegel muscles. It's kind of like this is the base. It's very solid, right? And then the base is right here. And it just brings the focus back to here. And everything becomes present as I kind of just tense those Kegels, right? Just tense them a little bit, and then everything lines up. And then there's presence. And then I'm centered. Boom, center. And I'm seeing the world from my center. Aha, it's centered. Aha. Like one of those little toys that we had when we were a kid, if you're older like I am, that you spin around the gyroscope and you spin it around and it turns around like this. And as long as it has momentum, then it stays up on its little, the little post. But as soon as the momentum starts to fade, then it starts to go wobbly, topsy-turvy. And it wobbles like this, wobble, wobble, until it falls, right? And so we're kind of like that. As long as I'm focused, as long as I'm centered, as long as there's concentration, focus, then everything stays straight. My whole reality stays straight. What is a Beyblade, Jessica? Is that a gyroscope? Eindhoven in Dutch. Okay, cool. Awesome. I didn't know they had other names. That's amazing. Super cool. Eindhoven. I don't know how to say that. I'm gonna have to get you to say that one day. A Beyblade. Yes. So that toy, right? So as long as I'm centered, focused, then whew, everything flows. Everything flows. There's no effort whatsoever. My whole world, my whole reality is here in my center. I'm never moving in or out of my center. Thoughts arise, but thoughts arise and they don't pull me left or right. They don't push me because I'm centered. I'm here. Right? No sensation that comes up can push me because I can just immediately feel it. So I just want to practice that today a little bit and bring around awareness around it. Where a lot of times when we're learning these things initially, then there's a lot of steps involved. It's like, okay, let me study the book and learn how to do the yoga pose, then learn how to do it absolutely correctly. And that's okay. It's like when we learned how to drive a car. In the beginning, had to learn where the gas pedal was, where the brake pedal was, where the shifter is, where the clutch is. Drive a manual like I do. I'm one of the holdouts in the US. I still drive a manual. I love it. Right? And then learn how to do the blinker and the steering wheel. So there was a lot of formula to it. There was a lot of thinking involved. And then after a little while doing it, it all just becomes natural. And there's no thought involved in driving a car anymore at all. You don't have to think to drive the vehicle. The vehicle just goes where you go. You look at where you want to go and it goes. There's no thought involved. And it's similar with this kind of stuff. Once we know that what we're doing, that we're just bringing more awareness to everything, we're being as we are, which is awareness itself, then it becomes simple. Then there's no complexity to it whatsoever. In the beginning, I spent a lot of hours learning Kundalini yoga, practicing Kundalini yoga, right? And so in the beginning, it was like, okay, I need to do the breath of fire right. Set the timer, do it for 3 minutes. Okay, wonderful. Do it too much and maybe start to vomit. Okay. Like, yeah, but I gotta do it right. Yeah, and now it's really just a natural flow for me. Whatever wants to work through, the system can work through the system. And however it needs to be met, it needs to be met. And so if it needs to be met with a little bit of breath work, then it doesn't have to be violent. Wonderful. And really just enjoying the sensations. because I am what is. I am the wholeness and completeness always. And so as soon as I move into the enjoyment of it, then I'm being what I am. I'm not getting pulled into the ideas around it. Oh my God, I'm suffering. Oh my God, I'm in pain. Oh my God, this is horrible. No, that's mind. That's thought. What is that that's saying that? Oh my God, I'm suffering. What is it that says that? That's idea saying that, right? Are you ever really suffering? Has awareness? Does awareness suffer? No, it's impossible. Never. So even feeling the most extreme sensation, it can all be brought into presence, all be brought into now. And there is no identification with any of it at all. So much movement is created because we're reacting to what we don't want to feel. How much of what you do is reacting to what you don't want to feel? And what is one area where it's really difficult to not react? Loss, right? Loss is very difficult. Breaking up with a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a wife or a husband, a significant other, or having a family member pass away. Loss is very difficult, right? What happens when we experience loss like this? The mind keeps going back into the memories, keeps going back into thinking about the person, thinking about what was. And what is that? What is that when the mind keeps going back into it? It's an idea that I'm missing someone or missing something, right? That I'm separated from someone or something. And so to feel that all the way through is to fully dissolve that relationship, fully dissolve that person in your life, and to let go all the way, surrender it all the way. No more ever will you ever go back to thinking about that person, how it was, because you've dissolved it all. You felt all there was to feel around it. All the ideas of loss are felt. And when I go really deep into feeling these ideas, then they feel really amazing. It's like love. It is love. It's not like love, it is love. But it's blissful. It's like, oh, I can feel that loss. Oh, let me feel that loss too. Let me feel losing all of it. Just let go of all of it. Feel it all the way through, lose all of it. You see, as I'm allowing myself to feel that heaviness, it's like moving my forehead. It's fun, right? I'm just feeling it. Ah, feel all of that loss, all of it. Don't even have to look at what the loss is about, why it's there, why it's showing up. None of that matters. Let me just feel it. Ooh, wow, wow. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. So beautiful it is because what is loss say? Well, loss says that there's love there, right? I can't lose something if I'm not, if there was never love. And so that's the way it feels when I'm really pushing into it, when I'm really allowing myself to feel it, when I'm super present with it. That's the way it feels. It turns into something blissful. But because it is so dense, then the reaction is to move away from it always. It's like, no, let me move away from that because I don't want to feel that pain. I don't want to feel that loss. I don't want to let go completely of that person that I love, that place that I loved, that thing that I loved. I don't want to let go completely of the resentments or the pain of someone or something that hurt me. I don't want to forgive this person and forget that. You see, it always comes up in some form in this way, just not letting go. And so, if I'm moving into my center, then no matter what it is, I'm here to feel it. I'm here to be present with it. I'm allowing it to be here, holding the base of my stomach, my sacrum, pulling the kegel in, and really just being here. Boom, here, be here. There's nothing that I can't feel. There's nothing that I can't be present with. And even if something arises that I don't want to feel right now, that pushes me one way or the other, where I go into thoughts this way or that way, and I retract a bit and move away from it and don't want to move into it right away, that's okay. I can always come back to here and now. And the more I practice just being here and now, embodied as myself, which is what this is, to be fully present here as the gyroscope that is fully present here, then the more effortless everything becomes. And when I say effortless, I don't mean that challenging things aren't arising. Quite the opposite. Challenging things arise because life is challenging. It's challenging for all of us, always. However, when a challenging thing arises, it's effortless. Why? Because there's no contraction around it. There's no fear. There's no entering into fear. There's no going into the idea that, oh, I can't handle that. That's too much for me. No, there's just here-ness. There's just presence around it. There's just an acceptance of all the way that it is. Sure, that's what wants to be here. Wonderful. I'm that too. And that's part of my wholeness and completeness too. Wonderful. Don't know anything about that. And as I don't know anything about it, it just is dropped. All the ideas around it are dropped. And so this is what's so scary to the mind, honestly, because then there's no manipulator, there's no controller, there's no there's no thing to say, well, it has to be this way because I want it this way. No, that all fades. Everything that wants to be here can be here. It's all okay. So if I'm feeling something very dense and it's not easy to feel, then I just bring more awareness to it by kind of clenching and focusing. hmm If you've ever taken Vipassana, in the beginning when you're doing the exercise where you're focused here and only here on the sensations here, there is a part of that practice where if you can't feel anything here, if you're not getting sensation here, then you breathe in and you hold and you tense up your face. And then you release. And then you start focusing again here. So for anyone who hasn't done Vipassana, I do recommend it. It's awesome. It's 10 days and it's free. So look it up. Look it up. 10 days free. You meditate from 4 o'clock in the morning until 9 at night. And they give you food and everything. And then you can donate at the end of that if you want to. I've really loved it, my experience with it. And so with Vipassana, the first practice is to just sit and meditate and focus the attention here. Because in this area, in this zone, is where the most sensations are. Because we're breathing through this area. And so as the focus is developed, then more and more subtle sensations come into the awareness. And so this is where the secondary practice comes from, where if you're not feeling anything here, if there's no sensations here whatsoever, if it's just too dense, if everything is just too much gross sensation, not enough subtle, there's no awareness of subtle sensations at all, then that's where it comes into, okay, breathe and then hold. And then you're bringing awareness to everything in that area. So try it. Let's try it. Okay, ready? Just clench all the muscles and see that there's only awareness here. That's all there is. That's only awareness. And after a few rounds of that, there's more awareness in the body. And as there's more awareness in the body, then it's easier to drop in here and now. It's easier to just be here and now. It's easier to be present with anything that is here. So you see, as I'm sitting here in stillness, everything that's here is accepted. No matter what it feels like, I can go into it. I can open more to it. I can be more present with it. There's nothing that is not accepted as a part of me. And the sensation of it is there's a curiosity. What is that? I don't know what that is. Let me feel that. Let me see what that is. Never knowing anything at all. No stories are believed. Stories are seen as only stories. And the only pull is to just go deeper. Feel no presence more. Hi, Ganja. Hello from Utah. Thank you for joining me from Rome. I wonder what hour it is there, right? Probably late in the evening. So we're reaching the end of today's live stream. Whew, thank you for joining me for this powerful transmission today. And I love you so very much. It's my sincere hope that these transmissions bring you deeper and deeper into yourself. That is the idea. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.